You're listening to the Business and Life Podcast, where 7 days a week, proven entrepreneurs share their success stories, failures, and give you true value on how you can build a great business and an awesome life. With your host, Mike Olivas.
Hey, Gary, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to have you. You have a lot of very similar traits that I aspire to have one day in terms of definitely the business, the coaching, the entrepreneurship that I have dabbled in myself. But tell our listeners something unique about yourself.
Something unique about myself?
Yeah. It could be personal. It could be business related. Whatever you think.
Well, I'm a mediocre guitar player who happens to have a living room full of guitars, saxophones, clarinets, and a keyboard and a mandolin.
So are you mediocre in all of those, or do you just try to dabble?
No, I dabble more in guitars, but I have the rest just because they look cool.
Yeah, they do look cool. That's right. Yeah,
they're cheaper than collecting cars.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. That's definitely a cheaper way of toys to go with for sure. Well, it's awesome. You have a bunch of instruments, but what instrument that you seem to be playing very well is the instrument of business, right? So tell us a little bit about what your company does. What does Gary Bizzo, Bizzo.com, what kind of value does that bring to the marketplace?
Well, GaryBizzo.com, I'm a consulting firm and specialize in startups. I like young entrepreneurs. It gives me the juice at my age. My wife and I are partners, and we're starting Udemy courses in the
spring,
in January. Yeah,
sure, awesome.
And the one we started in June is called Bizzo Integrated Marketing, because I was realizing my customers were having a hard time trying to find ROI on what I was doing for them through social media. And my partner is like a digital analytics person, so that works out really good.
Right, absolutely.
So we got an office in Kuala Lumpur and Amsterdam, and mainly focused here.
So is the business focuses on small business, medium-sized companies?
Well, the funny thing is, she brought me on because she thought I could get whales.
Yeah,
I'm so
get
sorry,
some whales.
man.
That's okay.
But she loves the mom and pop shops, like the auto glass dealers and the plumbers and stuff like that. So that's been our baseline for the last few months. So it's kind of neat,
so
going back to my roots.
You kind of found a niche there.
Yeah. The last company, which not too many people know about, is it's called Siphon Nanotech, and we've created a new energy source for the world.
Oh wow! Let's talk about that. Tell me about that.
It's pretty heavy under wraps, but essentially what we're doing is we have a device that captures charged particles from the air.
Wow.
Stores it in nanotechnology, and it will power anything. So we have one down to the size of a cell phone battery that will go into a cell phone and power the phone for 5 years.
Wow, that is awesome. Well, we'll have to keep an eye out for that. I told a friend the other day at Starbucks, and I don't go to Starbucks that often, but I went and he wanted to meet there, and I said we were talking about tech, and I have a national group travel technology company, and we were talking about how I said one day we're going to be sitting here, and you're not going to have to plug in; it's just going to charge, like your phone. And it's going to find a way. I don't know how the hell to do it, but I'm sure somebody will. And it sounds like you're on the brims of that. So give me a time and give our listeners, and so Gary, our listeners are aspiring entrepreneurs, people that you generally would help, and people that also want to be an entrepreneur, and those that are probably within $500,000 to $1 million+ range, or want to get to that range in terms of scaling their company and learning on a consistent basis from people like you. Give me a time where you felt you hit rock bottom within one of your companies and or business that you probably have experience with, that you helped, and that you were able to overcome a failure like that, or just a rock bottom disaster. I'm sure there was a lot of them, by the way. I get it.
Let's peel the onion off.
Yeah, that's right.
I was running a very viable advertising agency back in the 90s. And when digital came in 2000, I was trying to keep up, but all my cameras needed to be replaced with $100,000 Nikons, and I was losing jobs. So I just walked in one day, got the wrong call from the wrong customer, and just said, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And I just walked out, and that was it.
That was it.
And I think I sat in my house coat for 2 years, pondering what I was going to do.
What did you do?
I had an opportunity to run a business incubator, and
Awesome.
It gave me more juice than I ever possibly could imagine. The working with young entrepreneurs was really kind of exciting. They weren't all young, but
Sure.
it was fun.
No, I think that's it's exactly why I got into the coaching business entrepreneurship world as well. And I don't take on a lot of clients. I might take on 10, at a time, because I have other companies that I'm focused on, but that way I can give them true value. But what you just mentioned, and obviously your resume was a big reason why I was excited to have you on the show, is because, I've always had business mentors and business coaches. And I don't think there was a time over the past 10 years that I haven't. And some had some awesome different angles of value, but I changed them up every once in a while because I like to see, once I think they got a good inside scoop, I'd like to kind of go out and see, because for a business owner, even now, I just brought on somewhat of a incubator / VC kind of company that's going to help scale a company. One of my businesses, my main business. And I look back at that, and the reason why is I always say that I'm kind of blinded within being in the constraints and being within the company and building it from the inside out. I can't look on the outside in. It's hard for me to do that as a business owner. And it's also hard for a lot of most likely people listening to accept that, right? Because no, I know my business. Yes, you do. But I always like to use the analogy of a fly and trying to get outside, and the window's open, but it just keeps banging its head right against where that window opening is. But all they need to do is just, most likely those owners and those entrepreneurs have the answers, have the ideas, but the implementation of them, the scaling of them, right? The reverse engineering of that is where I think a lot of advisors, coaching, and consultants come in. So I'd love to hear that breakdown about the failure side, though.
Yeah, you can tell you're a fan of John Lee Dumas.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've been on his show twice. I just love the guy. Oh
yeah, no, John's great, man. He was a big reason why I jumped into the podcasting world. I thought about it before, but yes, big influence out there.
So,
what are you currently excited about? What are you currently excited about when it comes to your industry right now with Bizzo.com?
Well, those two companies, they're right on the edge of being bigger than anything I can imagine. So trying to maintain a balance between life, work, and work. So luckily I have a millennial as a partner for the integrated marketing, and she understands I need a little bit more shall we say room in my life. Yeah. So if I don't show up on a Monday, she knows where to reach me. We live next door to each other, so.
Oh, that's nice. Convenient.
When I look out to see when she's at the office, and she looks out to see if I'm in the office.
Yeah, no, there you go. That's how you know you're working. Life Nation, we're all striving towards different goals. Maybe your goal is to finally quit the 8 to 5 grind, quit your job, or take the next step with your existing business. Whatever the goal may be, regardless of your reasons, if you are serious about taking the next step and finally trying to build the life that you deserve, the life that you want to live, take the leap of faith with me. Go to michaellevis.com and let's discuss your goals and life. It's 100% free. There's no obligation. It's michaellevis.com. Schedule a quick call. I'd love to help.
But the energy thing is unbelievable passion right now. It's crazy. But I happen to have a friend who worked 40 years on this technology, so it's not like an overnight thing. Right. But he had a eureka moment, and we're getting some pretty heavy hitters looking at this thing.
Do you think there's a specific reason out there that businesses fail, company owners fail?
Planning.
Planning, just really the planning background. I know we broke that down, but having a plan, and I go back to that because specifically you feel, what does a plan entail? If you were to say in a quick, one sentence answer, like, here's what a plan, here's how to attack a plan, or here's how to create a plan.
Well, sorry, I got a cold here.
That's okay.
Strategy, just knowing what your next steps are, what your goals are, and have the finance to get you there.
Right. Do you feel like a lot of businesses don't look at the end game? Maybe don't reverse engineer it?
Yeah, I mean, I studied under Eric Ries, who wrote the Lean Canvas, and it's a wonderful tool, a 20-minute tool. It gives you the demographics and all that stuff, but I tell my clients they have to have a business plan or I'm not going to work with them. And I tell them, look, at the end of the business plan, you can throw it in the garbage, put it in your desk and never look at it again, or follow it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because the process is the important thing.
Right.
So that works out. I don't take a lot of consulting clients on really anymore. I was finding it was trying to get new clients all the time was terrible because I was fixing all my customers within 3 months.
Yeah, you were working yourself right out of business.
But one of my big passions right now is I always wanted to write a book and teach, and I'm on my 4th book right now, and I'm teaching at the New York Institute of Technology in Vancouver.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's the MBA graduate school, so I teach integrated marketing and consumer behavior, so I teach 2 courses there.
Well, you've had a lot of experience growing, selling in the business world, consulting, coaching now in some technology side, which is awesome. You're innovating as a person, it sounds like, as well, jumping into awesome new different territories. But what is the end game for Gary? What do you want to do? What's the end game for you?
I think I'm where I want to be. That's
awesome.
Kind of a scary thing.
You're at the end game. Good.
I guess we all could use more money, but that's never been a measure of success for me.
Good.
I was nominated the other day for an honorary doctorate at my alma mater, and I thought, that's cool.
That's very cool. Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, stiff competition, but it'd be fun if I got it.
Yeah. No, that's very cool. That's exciting. Where can people find you, by the way, Gary? If they go online, is it LinkedIn? Where would people want to follow?
Well, I'm on LinkedIn like crazy. If you just type in Gary Bizzo, Bizzo, you'll find me everywhere. Twitter's my big thing. I like the immediacy of it.
Yeah.
I like to engage people right now, and my website.
What's your Twitter handle?
Gary Bizzo, real original.
Hey, you got a unique name. You got it. So if you can lock that in, good for you.
Yeah, it's really my name, believe it or not.
If you were to give one piece of advice, Gary, to our aspiring entrepreneurs about business and life, and those 2 huge aspects and how they tie together, but just within business and life and the hustle, right? What would that be? What would the big piece of advice for future entrepreneurs and current entrepreneurs out there?
Never lose sight of your goal and trust your instincts. I was given a speech to 200 Sikhs in a temple. And this little old lady in the front row, she was 90 if she was a day. And at the end I said, are there any questions? And she put her hand up timidly and said, I'm 90 years old. How can I be an entrepreneur? And suddenly the crowd went still.
Ooh.
I said, are there children in your neighborhood? Yeah. How about 8 or 9 years old? Yeah. I said, why don't you start an after school daycare? I can do that. You can do anything. All you have to have is the imagination.
That's right.
So it hit a chord. Everybody was, went nuts on that one because here's this little old lady. If she could do it, anybody can.
That's absolutely right. You just got to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One foot over the next.
That's right. Baby step your way to success, and you got to just enjoy the journey with it. And you mentioned something about, it's not about the money, and it's not. I think that's why I think the podcast that I named Business and Life is there's two different aspects of it. And yeah, people may measure success differently. I think, money is could be a measurable of success, but not necessarily what defines, I think, the success of a business and or a person and or a life, I guess. Anything else? Yeah, any other parting advice you'd like to give for those?
Well, yeah, I mean, you hit it right on the head with business and life because you have to have that balance.
Yeah.
I finally found the balance after all these years and 3 wives that, you can be an entrepreneur all 24/7, but you have to work on it maybe 8 or 10.
Yeah, absolutely. You start backing into like, whoa, it's easy to just grind. And I definitely I would say for at least 8 years, that was my life. And I get that. I'm in Bogota, Colombia right now doing this, and no reason, no business here. Just want to check it out, but I can still work from here. I can still try. I just moved to Puerto Rico. There's a lot of things that I'm able to do, but business allowed me to do that, to create the life that people want to live, like where you could look out your window to see if your partner is working. I mean, that's the life you want to live. You want to build that? Great. That's awesome. I mean, I wish I had the window too to see if I can't see to California from Puerto Rico or Colombia, but I get it. And so, Gary, thank you for the time, for the sound bombs that you gave to our listeners today, and for everything that you do for the entrepreneur world. It sounds like you're still quite passionate about it, and it's exciting to see that passion continues after all the experiences that you've had as well.
Well, thank you very much, Mike.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to have you on the show, and I will talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Life Nation, you got to remember that in order for things to change, you must change. And in order for things to get better, you must get better. You just got better by hanging out with me, Michael Liebus, and the Business and Life Nation. So come back tomorrow because I'm here dropping sound bombs 7 days a week, baby. If you'd like to subscribe, please do so you can take action and execute. See you tomorrow.